Well, run us through what you're making of the market movement we're seeing at the moment.
Well, the expectations are for financials to start announcing very soon, and so that's why we are seeing interest now shifting to KCB and Cooperative Bank. We are still seeing more local activity, and thankfully the market confidence has not been affected by recent developments in one of the stockbrokers. That means that investors are now seeing that the equities market is actually looking up. The bond market as well is doing very well. We are seeing investors looking more towards the longer term bonds, so the longer term end of the yield curve is what we are really looking at, with investors snapping those up at very good yields. And the bond market has been above 1.5 billion consistently per day, and that means that it is also showing a very high level of robustness.
Well, certainly while we wait for those earnings reports to start filtering through, we've got news making headlines and keeping market watchers busy. We've heard that the privatization of Consolidated Bank has kicked off. Of course, they've appointed transaction advisors already to facilitate this transaction moving forward. What's your view on Consolidated Bank, and what kind of market reaction are you expecting to that counter to actually receive?
Well, Consolidated Bank was originally formed by the amalgamation of various banks that went down during the 80s, and it has actually been performing quite well in the recent past. I think there'll be very high interest. The banking sector has always pulled a very good interest. The fact that the market is looking up will, of course, be meaning that we do expect that this would be an offer that investors will snap up better than they did the Cooperative Bank one, which came at a time when the market was down. But seeing that financials have always performed well in terms of privatization, I don't expect there to be any problems with Consolidated.
This is at a time, though, where the market is also eagerly anticipating the privatization of National Bank of Kenya. So in the face of that, do you see investors actually holding out for National Bank to actually come on stream first?
Well, I think there's a lot of liquidity in the market at the moment, and that is actually being seen, especially in the way we are seeing the bond market being very robust, and there's very high subscription rates. Now that means that if investors are turning their attention to the stock market, then this would be good timing for those privatizations or those companies to come onto the market. And I think that with the confidence levels now, I wouldn't expect any of them to have any problems raising the sort of amounts they need at the moment.